I know some of you, because you know I'm a Christ follower, view what I say with contempt, or maybe you just think it's kind of pathetic. But I need your help. So if you haven't already scrolled, please hang on for a minute. I need you to help me with this video, getting this video to Christians who are also moderate Republicans, and I believe that those two groups overlap quite a bit. Because I've spent several days now focusing with moderate Republicans, trying to get them to take a step back and to view their faith and their politics maybe a little bit differently than they have in the past. Day 5. If you're a Christian, you might be familiar with the book of Matthew, 25th chapter. That's where Jesus was speaking to a crowd of people. And he said that one day everybody will be judged. And he said that he, the judge, would look at these folks and say, you, when I was hungry, you gave me food. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was a stranger, you invited me in. When I needed clothing, you clothed me. When I was sick, you looked after me. When I was in prison, you came to visit me. And he addressed them as the righteous people in the group. But they look back at him and they're like, when did we do these things for you? And now I'm paraphrasing. He said, when you have done any of these things to one of the least of these. So he must have been pointing at some folks down and out who had come to hear him speak as well. He said, when you've done any of these things to the least of any one of these, you've done that to me, for me. And then he looked at another group of the people and he said, you, when I was hungry, you didn't give me something to eat. When I was thirsty, you didn't give me something to drink. When I was a stranger, you didn't invite me in. When I needed clothes, you didn't clothe me. When I was sick and in prison, you didn't take care of me. And they said, when did we do this to you? And he said, if you have not done this to any one of the least of these, then you've not done it for me. Think about it for a second and tie that back to another thing that Jesus said at some point in his ministry. He was talking again to a group of people, and they asked him, what's the greatest commandment? He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and body. And then he said, the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. So if you are a moderate Republican, and you think that the Republican Party is the greatest expression of your faith, are you sure? Again, I'm not trying to convince you to become a Democrat, but take a step back from the politics of our day. And you've got to think pretty hard. Is the Republican Party the way you want to express your faith, your attitude, relationship with Jesus? Donald Trump was inaugurated in 2017 after the election of 2016, and on his inauguration day, a prominent Southern Baptist preacher from First Baptist Church of Dallas was asked to preach a sermon to Donald Trump and his family and a small group of people. Did that preacher speak about any of these things to the incoming president of the United States? No. He preached about Nehemiah building the wall. Building a wall. Moderate Republicans, which is the greater representation of your faith in God? Think hard.